everyone, and welcome back to Days Out. And today we're at the Seaside on the Blackpool Tramway. The Blackpool Tramway runs for 11 miles from Stargate to Fleetwood Ferry and opened on the 29th of February 1885. The first section ran from Cocker Street to Dean Street. It was worked by the Blackpool Electric Tramway Company on the conduit system, being taken over by Blackpool Corporation in 1892. Gradually expanded, the conduit system was a constant source of problems caused by seawater and sand. Abandoned in 1899, it was replaced by 550-volt overhead wires. A link with the Blackpool and Fleetwood came in 1900, and further expansions followed, including a new depot at Marton. The B&F was eventually taken over in 1920. This led to the creation of a loop at Fleetwood Ferry and a more direct route between Rossall and Broadwater. The final section to Stargate opened in 1926 and a new depot at Rigby Road in 1935. During the 30s, the tram fleet was modernised but also saw the first closures. Further closures came between 1961 to 63, along with the depots at Marton, Corpse Road and Bisham. From 1962 until 1992, Blackpool was the only town in the UK to maintain its tram fleet. However, to reduce costs, one-man operation was employed whilst advertising was applied from 1975. Transferred to Blackpool Transport Services Limited in 1986, a £1 billion bid was made for a government grant in 2002. This would see an extension to St Anne's, but was dropped in 2007. However, the tramway did receive an £11.8 million upgrade, closing for 5 months. A new Supertram was also tested, but failed during trials and moved to Preston. A track upgrade came in 2008, in a joint effort between BT and the council, costing £85.3 million. 18 new Flexity 2 trams were also designed by Bombardier, and a new depot built at Stargate. The upgrade saw an increased voltage to 600 volts. The last of the original trams ran on the 6th of November 2011, with some going into the heritage fleets. The new trams took over in April 2012. Today, the tramway has 3 fleets. A fleet consists of the 18 Flexity 2s, supported by 6 converted balloons from B Fleet dating back to 1934. C Fleet, meanwhile, is the heritage fleet. We begin at Stargate, the line's southern terminus. The depot here features a loop, crossovers and head shunts. The first stop is Harrow Place.
Press the stop button when you wish to exit the tram.
Burlington Road West is the nearest stop to Blackpool Pleasure Beach Station. The station is on the line from Colne to Blackpool South. It opened on the 13th of April 1987 on the site of Burlington Road Halt, used from 1913 to 39. A short distance from the theme park, it was a joint effort between the park, BR, Lancashire County Council and Blackpool Borough Council. The next stops are Pleasure Beach and South Pier. The pier itself is the shortest of 3 at 163 yards. Known as Victoria Pier until 1930, it opened in 1893 and once had a theatre which was demolished in 1998. The next stop is Waterloo Road, the nearest to Blackpool South. The railways in Blackpool developed over a number of years. The first was the Preston and Wire in 1846, followed by the Blackpool and Lytham in 1863, whilst the cut-off from Kirkham was completed in 1903. The latter was a joint effort between the Lancashire and Yorkshire and the LNWR, which took over the P&W in 1888. Blackpool South opened in 1903 as Waterloo Road. It was the junction for Kirkham and Lytham, with 2 island platforms and carriage sidings. The cut-off closed in 1965, whilst expresses ceased in 1970, being diverted to north. South then became used by locals only, with the majority of the station demolished in 1985. Beyond South was Blackpool Central, which opened on the 6th of April 1863 as Hounds Hill. Situated close to the town centre, it was renamed Central in 1878. By 1900, the station had 14 platforms and in the summer was one of the busiest in the UK. It even had its own depot, coded 28A, but was earmarked for closure in 1964. The intention was to close north, but was lobbied by Blackpool Corporation, who wanted to redevelop the land. Upon closure, services were cut back to south and the site became a car park. Returning to the tramway, this is St Chad's Road, the closest to Bloomfield Road, home to Blackpool Football Club. Next is Manchester Square. From here, there is a branch to the depot at Rigby Road. When it opened, the depot could accommodate 108 trams and replace 2 depots at Bisham and Blundell Street. In 1962, a washing plant was installed and today it houses the Heritage Fleet. Central Pier not only serves the pier but also Madame Tussauds. Opened as the Louis Tussauds Waxworks in 1929, it was rebranded in 2011. Opened in 1868, the pier once had a landing jetty, giving a length of 503 yards. This was removed in 1975, whilst the Ferris wheel was added in 1990. The next stop is Tower, which takes its name from the famous Blackpool Tower, standing 518 feet 9 inches high and opened on the 14th of May 1894. At the bottom are a circus and ballroom, whilst the tower is home to the Walk of Faith, a glass plate at 380 feet high. The tower has been Grade 1 listed since 1973. North Pier Station is unusual in that it features staggered platforms. The northbound platform is opposite the Grand Metropole Hotel, whilst the southbound is next to the tower. North Pier is the oldest of the 3, opening in 1863. It is 550 yards in length and features a shopping arcade, theatre and its own small tramway. From North Pier, a 550 metre extension was being constructed to Blackpool North. The link follows the trackbed of a previous branch closed in 1936 and was completed in 2024. Blackpool North opened on the 29th of April 1846 and renamed Talbot Road in 1872. This coincided with a major rebuild, including 2 train sheds and 10 extra platforms, numbers 7 to 16. Renamed North in 1932, the station was dramatically reduced in 1974, which included the removal of the 1872 platforms, whilst electrification came in 2018. The next 4 stops are Pleasant Street, Wilton Parade, Ginn Square, and Cliffs Hotel. This is Cabin, sometimes referred to as Uncle Tom's Cabin. From here, the trackbed is ballasted rather than paved. After Cabin are Lothar Avenue and Cavendish Road. Bisham is one of only a few stops provided with facilities, these being toilets and a cafe. Next is Sandhurst Avenue. Followed by Norbeck, opposite the Norbeck Castle Hotel. Built in 1869 as a private house, the building was acquired by J.H. Shorrocks, who became well known for entertaining. In 1912, the house became a hotel, named the Norbeck Hydro. During World War II, it was used by civil servants, but wasn't handed back until 1951. Reverting to a hotel, it became a popular music venue, hosting Iron Maiden, Adam and the Ants and Ozzy Osbourne. The hotel also saw the creation of the Liberal Democrats in 1988 after a merger between the Liberal and Social Democratic parties. It is now owned by Britannia Hotels. The other stop in the Norbeck area is Norbeck North. Little Bisham is the last stop on the promenade, and like Bisham has toilet facilities. The next 4 stops are Ankersholm Lane, Cleveleys, West Drive and Thornton Gate. Rossall Beach is one of 3 stops in the area. The others are Rossall School and Rossall Square.
Russell School.
Broadwater, like North Pier, features staggered platforms. It is followed by Heathfield Road, and Lindell Road. Stanley Road is the nearest stop to Highbury, the home of Fleetwood Football Club. Fisherman's Walk is a short distance from Fleetwood Freeport. From here, the track reverts to paving. Fleetwood Freeport was once the town's dock complex, but received a regeneration scheme in 1995. In 2006, the Freeport underwent an £8.6 million revamp. The next 2 stops are London Street and Victoria Street. The northern terminus is at Fleetwood Ferry. From here there is a loop which rejoins at Victoria Street. The ferry meanwhile runs to Knott End on the other side of Morecambe Bay. So that was a trip along the tramway at Blackpool. Hope you've all enjoyed the video, and don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment and feel free to follow me on Instagram, link down below in the description. Take care everyone, and I'll see you all on the next day out. Bye!